Recording in progress now. I think that's what it said. So let's move on to the next slide. And I just want to reiterate that anybody that is interested in receiving our CPD certificate, which is authorized and signed by Beatrice Dooley and also our interim registrar, Professor Stephen Byrne, make sure that you are registered for this event. Now, all of you here today that are live with me have registered. So we have your details and you certainly will receive the certificate. Anyone that is listening to this recording afterwards, just in case you only received the link, but you haven't actually registered through our registration form, do that so we have your details so we can then share the certificate with you. If you don't mind, I just take a couple of minutes, talk about slightly different things that are happening at UCC soon. And that will be our virtual open day. It will be on the traditional second Saturday in October. So we'll be live on the 9th of October from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll have some live streamed talks. Our Olympian winners, gold and bronze, and also our Para-Olympian Mary Fitzgerald will be joining us for a session. You'll see also our president live, somebody from the Green Campus, somebody from the theater studies, some of our Quaker scholars. So there'll be live components and live talks. And we will be using the same virtual platform that we used last year to register for it. If you wouldn't mind to share the details with all your students, if you have a texting facility and you think about us on the 7th or the 8th of October, if you wanted to just remind parents, maybe in the 6th and 5th classes about the UCC Open Day, we would really appreciate it. And I am also really hopeful that our prospectuses will be arriving at your school before the open day. And in the book, in the prospectus publication, right at the start, we are also reminding people about our virtual open day and then a couple of other live Q&A sessions that will happen later in the year. The platform that we'll be using, it's the same as last year. Students will be able to browse different booths. We'll have our academic staff and professional services logged in. Last year, we had over 5,000 users in the platform over the year, about 3,500 during the open days alone. And it was supported by about 500 UCC staff that were logged in there then as well. So that was fantastic. We have a booth for the guidance counselors, as you can see here as well with the purple arrow. So we'll be there available to chat to you. We'll have a lot of different resources and videos loaded there as well. And you can see our students through the platform can also download our prospectus. We have the digital copy is already live. And if I have time, I'll show you where you find that. Or they can also listen to the radio, which is the only 24/7 university radio operating these long hours. So that is another nice feature. If some of you have used that platform last year, you know, it's quite user-friendly. People can search by category, by CK numbers, or they can enter keywords and then it will return the appropriate booth, or they just simply have a look at the page and go into the booth that they are interested in. If anybody is around UCC or comes to Cork, whether you're in Ireland or outside, we are actually kicking off our future students tours. And in collaboration with the visitor centers, with JP and his team, we will be putting on tours every Wednesday and every Saturday at 3 p.m. from mid-October. There is no need to book it. We'll just have we will just make sure that it's publicized on our website. So that is something that your future students and their families can attend. And also, if any of you would like to arrange a one-on-one bespoke tour just for you, or a group of you may decide to visit us at UCC, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And again, with JP, we have agreed that we would be very happy to do that. And I don't have it mentioned on this slide, but we are also going to offer family tours. So we will have a booking tool where families with their prospective students can come on campus and we'll give them a little tour. So I think that will be hopefully well received as well. Now, today at 3 o'clock, we're also meeting with Donica Omani, and there's going to be Instagram live stream, and we'll chat a little bit about the new course at UCC, CK215, which is the international or business with international languages, and Alicia O'Sullivan, our Quercus scholar will be one of the speakers there as well. So some of your students might like to watch it back on Donika's channel, on the ITV channel that he has there. Now, finally, let's get to the topic at hand and why we are here today. So the Nurturing Bright Futures program has been launched in March, and many of you may have already heard about it. Some of your students may have already completed it. And it really helps our future students and their families and parents and yourself to help them to decide whether third level is the right option for them. And if so, what courses should they choose, what careers, and so on. We have a lot of resources available for you on the ucc.ie Nurturing Bright Futures website, and we'll have a look at that later. But if somebody wants to go straight to the course itself without having a look at all the other information that we have out there, especially the students, I guess, would go straight to ucc.ie and BF. So that is the short link that will get them straight into the module. And we'll look at that in a moment live as well. So the Nurturing Bright Futures program, it is an easy way to complete 6 modules, and the course can be taken in their own time. It doesn't have to be taken in any particular order. We would suggest that they take it over 6 to 8 weeks. They can watch lessons, listen to podcasts, enjoy articles. We have a couple of quotes from people, students, current and prospective, that have taken the course. And Finn Brady, for example, one of the transition year students last year, completed it. And the recommendation he says to the students is immerse yourself within it and take your time to fully digest the information given to you. And there is a lot of information, but as we said, people can pace themselves to go through the course as it suits them. Now, this CPD event today, it's the first of the 4 in the series, and Mary McCarthy, who is also on this call, so welcome Mary, and great to have you here today with us, will be facilitating the session on Friday, and she will be zoning on the subject choices for senior cycle, multiple intelligences, learning styles. So really the varied and multifunctional uses both in and outside of the classroom. And then next week, this time on Wednesday, Mary would be unpacking a little bit more the module which is pertinent to picking a course that is right for the student, degree choices, and the future careers. Also, she'll touch on decision-making styles. So she'll be talking about the practical application of all the resources that we have there. And this series then will be closed on Friday, the 1st of October, by our colleague, Dr. Edna Hunt, who is a lecturer in occupational therapy and academic advisor to our graduate attributes program. And this program is the program, and the colleagues, Siobhan, Maggie, and Carol here on the call today with us, who really were the instigators and then the coordinators of putting this program together with many stakeholders at UCC. So what is the advantage for you guidance counselors in this program? It really, we believe that it can enhance both classroom and one-to-one guidance counseling offerings. And it is a sequential series of themes, exercises, and reflection. Now, let me just click on it properly. So some suggestions that we have for you. You can use it as a structured program with flexible options. Basically, you can ask students to engage with agreed elements of the modules outside the classroom, and then you can do the discussion and reflection in class. Or you can do the introductory content. You can present it in class with assigned worksheet, maybe set as homework, and then you can discuss it in the class afterwards. Or you can also do an overview of each module to your students with whiteboard, PowerPoint, online screen share. And really, the students can be encouraged by you as well to engage with the modules and discuss it with the family and friends, because they'll all have access to it on their phones or computers at home. And the students can be required to have completed modules prior to one-on-one sessions with you. Maybe you will use it like that. Now, the advantages for the students is really that they have a step-by-step interactive experience that they can take at their own pace, which facilitates both the independent learning. It will foster opportunities for focused discussions with the family, with friends, and with yourself and other teachers. And We believe that it is designed to be an enjoyable and an engaging self-empowerment, self-reflective tool that will help them and guide them in making their future degree and career choices. And you know what, while we have created it at UCC, but also based on your feedback from 2 years ago, it is 100% centered, and it is designed to equip students to make decisions that are right, that are the right decisions for them, regardless of the college they select or if they pursue apprenticeship or other opportunities. We believe that while it's created at UCC, and yes, we do mention some of the UCC courses and some of the content, we have really tried very hard to keep it high level and useful for regardless where they decide to go. And advantages for parents and guardians, really it's designed to engage parents and guardians in the discussion with their children. And as key influencers, the content and the design, it informs and guides the parents as well. And that's the feedback we have heard from parents and guardians, that really for the first time, maybe they understood some of the structures in the third level educational sector in Ireland. It opened channels of communication with their children in terms of decision-making processes. And it supports and fosters a unified, whole and informed system of support comprising of the students, the parents, and of course yourself as a really important stakeholder group in the decision making. Now, each module is kind of structured very similarly. So there's an introduction to the topic. It will explain what they'll learn. We have videos, we have infographic posters, we have downloadable interactive worksheets for reflective exercise. We have a reflection organizer and then additional resources. Depending on the learning style of your student, they may decide, you know what, I don't want to read the introduction. I'm going to go straight to the videos. So maybe they start with the videos, then they look at the posters, and only at the end, they may actually read the description. And we'll have a look at what it actually looks like, just in case some of you didn't have the opportunity yet to explore the course. This is a print screen of what the platform looks like, and we'll go live into it in a moment. But it's a VLE, virtual learning environment. It's called Canvas, and it is a tool that all UCC students are then using for interacting with the lecturers and for online lectures and so on. There are other universities, IoTs and technological universities that are also using Canvas. And that is why we chose this platform as opposed to create it as a website, for example, because it will give them already an insight on what Canvas, what a VLE in college, university actually looks like. Now, let me just go and stop sharing my screen, and let's go live to the internet. So I would recommend that you use Chrome as the preferred browser. Edge is fine, all the other browsers are fine, but just in case there are some enhancements to some of the browsers, you know, some functionality sometimes doesn't work. I mean, it works most of the time, but what we do say, it's Chrome is the preferred browser for it. So just go into new window, and let me see if I can get rid of this control bar and pull it down somewhere. I can. I'm not sure what it looks like on your screen when I'm doing this, but I'll just pull it down here. And let's have a look at the first, the website that I mentioned. So the ucc.ie Nurturing Bright Futures. This is basically our own kind of landing page that you have already seen because you registered for this event here. And you can see that we have links and the resources all loaded there. And you or the students can start the program here by clicking on this button, and it will open it up. Another way, and to get into it quickly, is just by using our short handle, short URL, and BF, and it will just open up the same place. What you can see here is that the structure. First, we introduce the whole program. We explain to student what it is, and we have a nice video with Harry there. Who is it for? How can it help you? What will they learn? How to take the course? So there's a lot of reading to do. So some of the students read it, some don't. Definitely the parents would be a little bit more scrutinizing. And then you kind of scroll down. Sometime what I wanted to show you as well, you can see some of the names of the contributors to the program here as well. So you can see how we have informed our methodology. And the one thing is that people have to remember to kind of start the modules. They live here under the modules, okay? So that is probably easy enough to find if you are using a computer or if your students are using a computer. But we know that our students, Gen Z, are definitely living on their phones mostly, and maybe iPads and other tablets. And what I want to show you is the following. If we go to these three dots, if we are in Chrome, there is more tools. And under more tools, we see the developer tools. And there we can simulate what it looks like on the phone. And I just want to show it to you because sometimes the students didn't know exactly how to navigate because there's just these three little lines and also the arrow, and it really is here that they have to click. So, you know, it goes home, and when they are on the home page, they can't see it properly. So they'd have to click on modules. And that is one of the reasons I'm kind of in this session today, kind of showing you the nuts and bolts, just in case some students ask you, oh, I tried to log into it last night, but I actually couldn't figure out how to get into the modules. It's the quirk of the system. That's how the system is designed. The good news is that we are actually working with Canvas, and we are going to put this course into another kind of a view, which would be a little bit more user-friendly. So let me just get out of this. And let's go to have a look what's inside the modules. So we have a module 0, which is really kind of a short intro, and it tells them a little bit about the importance of reflection, to get to know their own strengths and areas for development, the importance of setting goals. And that's where we also have the information for parents and guardians and for yourself. Now the modules themselves then start here. The module 1 is picking a course or subjects that are really right for the student. We cover a little bit the growth mindset and multiple intelligences, the subject choices. So this module 1 would be very suitable also for some students already in 3rd year, because I know in some of your schools you are already actually choosing, or the students are choosing subjects towards the end of 3rd year. Often it does happen then in transition year, and then they confirm it at the start of the 5th year. We also talk about learning preferences, the personality type, and there is a nice quiz at the end as well. So Mary McCarthy will cover this topic with you in more details on Friday, and exactly how to leverage the resources that we have there. The second module is looking at the degree choices and future careers. And the feedback we have received from many of you is that you especially liked our interactive posters and just the visual posters, the 16 career clusters. And I hope that all schools have received parcel from us that we sent in the last week of August, where we sent you a copy of our Guide to Success, which is a publication all first years have received over the last couple of weeks, telling them about UCC. So we wanted you to have a look through that material. We also sent you the 6 posters. So we have another batch of 6 posters to go to each school with the prospectuses now in the next couple of weeks, because some of you have asked for an extra copy. So we have done that. In this module, we, as I said, talk a little bit more about the career influencers around the students and so on, and there is a quiz as well. The third module is all around decision-making styles and making informed choices. And then the fourth one, that is the one that you can leverage to keep your students motivated, you know, especially the 6th years. Obviously, they have already chosen their subjects. Now the CEO will open in November. They'll be looking at the CEO courses. and they'll start thinking about what it is like to be at university. And this module explains all about the transition to university life, school versus university, things to do before they start university. We talk about accommodation, living independently, getting to know the city. We have a university jargon, a little a poster as well. So there is a lot of information there. We also have modules for our international students, mature students, students with disability, and new addition for students that are coming in as a springboard student. And then hopefully, as they are progressing through the 6th year, the realities of university life will really be what they are interested in. So what is it like to settle into the 1st year, managing their money, preparing a budget, working and studying from home, and very importantly, how to mind their health, mental and physical, building relationships and so on. And last but not least, we do want to make students aware of our graduate attributes and values program and introduce them to the values such as respect, ambition, compassion, resilience, integrity, and what it means for them. And then the attributes that are important for all students, UCC students, but really all students to have. So this, in a nutshell, it's how the structure of the course works. And then obviously you just click into each of them like this. It's very straightforward. And you can see that how it is. Now, I'm not sure what's happening with my browser, and it could be because I'm sharing. The pictures are missing, but they are there. I'll get out of it in a minute and I'll go back in so it looks a little bit more visually pleasing. But you can see we have the videos here and all the other resources loaded there. And then if they want to just to do the quizzes, we also have a shortcut just to quickly to the quizzes. So that is the navigation of the system itself. I'm just going to jump back into the PowerPoint for a second. And I'll bring up this slide. Okay, hopefully you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I just bring this thing down a small bit. So we have created 2 brochures. The first one is the one for yourself, the guidance counselors and teachers, and the second one is for parents. Again, we have sent copies of the first one to all the schools, so hopefully you all have a physical copy in your hand. And the ones for parents we have a few copies available, and both of these resources are also loaded online through the issue Flipthrough version, and I'll show that to you in a moment. Hot off the press are 2 other publications. This one, the Nurturing Bright Futures worksheet and infographic posters. We listen to your feedback. Some of you wanted to have one place, download all the worksheets and the posters individually. We actually created a collage, or we collated them all together into one. So if people want to print it, they can go ahead and print it. We are sending 1 copy of each of these worksheets and infographic posters, booklets, to your school with the prospectus as well. So you may decide then if you are going to use these worksheets, if you find them useful, and hopefully you will, that you'll be able to photocopy it. And of course, the students also can then print it at home. And the other publication that we have, it's something really nice. It's my year planner. They can do it for whichever year they wish to focus on. And I'll flip through that now in a moment. So I'll just actually get out again, and I'm going to go back to the internet. Okay, now it's telling me my internet connection is unstable. So I hope you are still with me and I'm with you and you can hear me. And yeah, okay, excellent, thank you. So if you go to one way to get into it, you can go to issue.com. That's the company that basically provides the Flipthrough publications. And I just put in Discover UCC. I mean, there are different ways that you can get into it just by searching for it, or Nurturing Bright Futures, it will come up. And here you can see we have 12 publications currently loaded in our Flipthrough channel. You could put it like that. So the first one is the Nurturing Bright Futures for Guidance Counselors. So here is the Flipthrough version of your workbook. And again, in that we are giving you some tips on how to use it, what each module is about, how you can work with some of the worksheets. So that's that one. Then if we have a look, very similar, then it's for parents. So again, when you're doing your maybe open evenings or career fairs or anything like that, you know, it's a resource that you can also direct parents to, and they do find it quite useful. The workbook with the collection of the worksheets is then here. And as I said, one copy is going to you, to each school, so you can then photocopy it, and all the worksheets from all the different modules are collated there, and people can just work on it like that, rather than downloading it kind of one by one. So, and there are the smaller versions of the posters that we sent you as well, in large, some of them. And the last thing, as I mentioned already, was my year planner. And you know, that's something nice, even for yourself or for ourselves. It's kind of to have a look at the past year, you know, going through your calendar, see what was my last year about: personal life and family, work, studies and profession, the friends, my tribe, and so on, the 6 sentences about my past, and so on. And then they can kind of start writing about their future, so the year ahead, you know. So again, it's kind of a motivational tool and for self-reflection. And I'm conscious of the time, so I will just go back to my presentation here. And we would really hugely appreciate your feedback via our anonymous questionnaire about this program and what you think and how we can enhance it. We have some ideas as well, and it's really important for us to have this constantly updated. We are also aware of other providers such as Exit Entry, Uni, and others moving or being in this space. And this space is big and it's really important. So we are obviously very keen to share it and ensure that it's all kind of in sync and informed, and it's not really competing to each other. So just to recap, there are the links to our websites, and if you have any questions as well, you can email graduateattributes@ucc.ie, or you drop me an email. There's no problem there at all. So I just wanted to say, is there an opportunity? There is an opportunity now. If anybody wants to ask questions, I'll stop sharing the screen now, and I haven't really looked at the chat. Okay, so that's perfect. You have all the links, Maggie. Thank you for putting them in there as well. Anyone here today, is there something that you would like to share with us in terms of feedback? If you have seen something that maybe would be also useful, or you know, other forums or other ways of promoting it to our students. We are just really keen to ensure that this program is useful, that it's useful for you, and that it's useful for your students. So there's no pressure. If nobody wants to put up their hand, or you know, that's absolutely fine. You may also need to digest it. You may need to log in yourself and actually look through the materials. But and again, Mary will be with you on Friday, so maybe you'll be thinking about it, and then you'll have much more, you know, you may have some other specific questions, or maybe you will say how you actually already used it, because we know some of the guidance counselors have already utilized it since we launched it.
I suppose I'd just like to add, Lenka, that you know, obviously there'll be some overlap between what we're saying between now and Friday, but it'll be an opportunity for you, just getting an overview today, to think about some questions you might have, and we'll have plenty of room for discussion. I'm really interested in really engaging with you on Friday to talk about this. We'll be going through it again, but just from coming from the same place as you, as all of you are, kind of really understand the experience, and having worked in schools myself. So I look forward to that engagement, and do, maybe if you can take some time, I know you're all very busy, to reflect on this presentation, and it'll add more to the kind of discussion and questions and observations and suggestions that you may have on Friday. And again,
that's right. So you use the opportunity then with Mary and Edna to maybe dive deeper into some of the aspects. And Emer, yeah, we do have the worksheet booklet available in hard copy. We have one per school, or so. I have your details there as well. I must make sure that it's going with the prospectuses. It will be coming to your school. We anticipate that the workbooks will be very handy. And of course, it's we'll endeavor to print as many as we can given the budgetary constraints, but also, being a green campus, we try to minimize the number of hard copies that we have. Any other questions, or anybody else from UCC if you wanted to chime in? And Carol is reminding me, we'll also send a physical copy of the year planners to you as well, with the prospectuses. So again, it's just something nice for yourself. You can have a look and look at your past year and plan for the future as well for yourself. Okay, any hands up or any other questions that I may have missed in the chat, Maggie, if there was anything? If not,
no, everybody's been very quiet.
Sorry, can I just ask a question there? I'm not sure, can you hear me?
Perfectly, Michelle, go ahead.
Just the issue.com one that you were on, Lenka. I have it up here. I can see the undergraduate prospectus, but there were a few other ones there that you recommended. I can't see it.
Okay, so maybe if you're in the, just a second, let me just get
the issue.com, discover UCC.
Yeah, so it's a bit finicky. We'll collate it also on our Nurturing Bright Futures as like one list. If you are in ISU, is there a browser? You can just type in Discover UCC. And then what it might do, it will give you all sorts of things. And then you see where it's underlined by Discover UCC. Just click on it then, and it kind of takes you into our channel or whatever. And then you see all our other publications there.
Yeah. Thank you. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And that's a good point. The other way as well, just that you know, we have the prospectus 2022 is now loaded, and it's the flip-through version. And the one program that is new is, well, it's kind of new. It's just we had them as multiple entry routes depending on the language. And now we have renamed it, and it has a new CK number. And I just draw your attention to that. There was one course removed, CK 107. Was it called Archaeology and Geography? Daniel, just correct me in case I'm not saying it right.
Geographical and Archaeological Sciences.
Yeah. So that has been discontinued for entry from 2022. And I'm just going to flip to the CK 215. And that is the new one entry route as international business with languages. And then we offer the different type of languages, and students really have to read the small print about the different entry requirements per language.
And the BCom international programs have been collapsed to make way for this new program. So all those language options are in there, as well as some new business modules.
Yeah. So that really is in a nutshell from us here at UCC. If anybody, last question, who has got the last question today?
Lenka, I just wanted to put out there as well the fact that we're looking at developing, you know, the residential program around Nurturing Bright Futures, maybe just to generate a bit of debate. If certainly any of the student focus groups that we've used with Nurturing Bright Futures and they were drawn from all over the country, were very interested in the fact that we would run potentially a summer school or an Easter school around Nurturing Bright Futures. So I don't know, maybe if there's any comment or feedback on that as a potential thing that you think would add value to the students?
Yeah, I think, thank you for reminding me, Carol, and that's a really good point. Also, maybe there is an opportunity, if it was run during Easter or the summer, that there could be, if it was on one day, you know, then maybe it's possible people can come down, even spend the day in Cork. We would obviously incorporate some campus tours into it. We may even consider running a little mini session if parents come with them or family members, then we can put on a little component there as well. So if anybody has any comments or ideas about this, that would be great. And I can see already in the chat you saying that you think it would be a good idea and keep students engaged. And students will be craving that maybe in-person experience now more than ever. Everybody is a little bit tired of virtual and sitting in front of a computer. And yeah, Maeve, we are sending a hard copy of the prospectus. The worksheet year planner will be sent to all the schools. Obviously, you'll get many prospectuses depending on the number of students in the school and how many usually come down to Cork. And then there'll be one copy of the worksheets and the year planner sent to you. So that is there. So I'm conscious it's 10 minutes past 1. We have definitely eaten into your lunch. And thank you so much for dialing in today. And as I said, we will share all the recordings with people that may have missed it or maybe dialed in late, and that you will also receive the nice certificate for completing this CPD event. And we appreciate your feedback and any other ideas. And definitely we want to hear from you. Then if you do start using it, how are you using it? And how does it complement or not maybe other tools that you are using? Because definitely we want to make sure that you have something that is beneficial, especially to our students, but also to yourself. So thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye now.
Talk soon again.
See you on Friday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. It's a million. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.